So what do you think about when you think about Xbox? Do you think power? Do you think missed opportunity? Like for me personally, I always think the original Xbox and then the 360 and then a kind of jumbled mess after that. Everything is just kind of incoherent and kind of flipped upside down. But one thing is going to be very interesting to see this year is how Microsoft and Sony attack new consoles this year, right? Because we know that PlayStation 5 Pro is most likely going to happen this year. Although, it could get pushed into next year. Like when these reports came out, you have to remember, we also heard that maybe the Switch 2 would come out this year, and the Switch 2 was going to come out the year before that, but now it looks like it's not going to come out till next year. So who really knows with all of this stuff? But, at the end of the day, it is very interesting to see how everybody kind of comes along and reads into these different stories and things like this. But this was interesting because this leaked out that Microsoft has an all-digital white Xbox Series X in the works. Now, listen, remember there was going to be that Brooklyn console was going to be like a cylinder type console. I don't think that this is that. I think that was in fact canceled. I think this is just a Series X without a hard drive like what we have now, and I think that it's possibly just a white one. I don't know. So anyway, this was interesting. I'm going to get into it. Microsoft is currently working to release a white colored Xbox Series X with no disk drive. Sources close to Xputer, which is where I got this from, have revealed confidential footage to confirm it to him. This is an all digital console and is expected to be released sometime between the upcoming months of June and July, but there are some chances of a slight delay on that front as well. Now, what about the price of this? Currently, they don't have an accurate information depicting the price of the console, but since it's digital only, the white Xbox Series X could be $50 to $100 lower than the suggested retail price of the Xbox Series X 1TB right now, which is $499 pretty much everywhere, and sometimes it's a little bit higher than that. But the way that I'm looking at this is, I'm not sure if this mentions it yet because I haven't seen it, but it doesn't look like there is a 2TB. It looks like it's still just a 1TB Xbox. So I don't know, maybe knock 100 off of it. I honestly do not think that it really matters at this point. I think that, at the end of the day, you have to be able to have, a lot of space for your games and things like that. Like, I think in the future, since it doesn't look like Microsoft is going to be doing anything with a disk drive, like I'm not sure 100% on that, if they'll never have another one with a disk drive, but supposedly this one might be replacing the current one, and there's no disk drive. So, yeah. It looks like any physical games that we get from Microsoft in the future will probably be from, outside sources and things like that. So we'll see. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting thing. There's other things as well beyond the color switch up, the lack of the optical drive, the other changes made to the white Series X shown to them, including an improved heatsink, an upgraded Nexus card as opposed to the one in the current Xbox. They can't share new images of it due to the secrecy of the matter. In other news, Xbox held a business podcast, which I think we all kind of know. We all kind of know about anyway. But this is very interesting because, if it does in fact replace the one that we have right now, it looks like they could be launching this one sooner than later. The new version is going to be something that I think. Would it attract people? I don't really know. Xbox company Phil Spencer, head of the company, said he wasn't planning on phasing out physical games. In his interview with Stephen Totillo, he said that the company's strategy does not hinge on people moving to all digital, and that getting rid of physical games is not a strategic thing for Xbox. But indeed, if they do replace the current Xbox Series X, isn't that just that? I don't know how else to put it, to be honest with you. So yeah, it does seem like they are phasing out physical games, which is a real shame. I hope that at least if they do a next gen Xbox, like I'm not sure exactly if it's something that I would get. At this point, we'll have to wait and see how the other games turn out with, is Sony going to be getting their games and things like that. If they just start putting a bunch more on PlayStation, then I honestly do not see a point in picking up the next Xbox, because if you have an Xbox Series X right now, it'll probably play even the next gen games for at least a couple years, maybe even longer. So yeah, it wouldn't really matter. To be honest with you, you could just get a PS6 or whatever and play the new stuff better there anyway. So, again, that's not saying, I'm not confirming that that's what I'm going to do. I'm saying that, that's going to be something that people have to decide for themselves. So we'll see about it as well. So in case you were wondering, this isn't the first time a diskless Xbox Series X console has been reported on. Back during Microsoft's case against the FTC, there was developed and discovered that a cylindrical version of the console was in development known as Project Brooklyn, would feature 2 terabytes of storage, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, and a new controller. So you have to wonder if this one will have the new controller with all the haptics and stuff like that. So if you want to play the Xbox games the way that, that PlayStation fans can play Xbox games, then yeah, that's something that, you'll have to get this new controller for. So yeah, a little bit weird. Like I've always said that not innovating on the controller or the UI was a big issue for Microsoft going forward. But at the same time, this is going to be interesting to see how they kind of tackle this. The other interesting thing is, so we just had NPD reports, and supposedly Xbox was last again, and then I don't know for sure how many it sold, but supposedly around the 50,000 unit mark in all of January in North America, which is bordering on Wii U numbers. So I'm not exactly sure what they can do to kind of fix that or whatever. Like, I don't think this is going to do anything, because think about this. Next year, Grand Theft Auto 6 is releasing, right? And we know that's going to be like the biggest game ever. And so people are going to want to play it the best way possible. And to be quite frank about that, there is no PC version at launch. It'll probably take, 6 months, a year for them to do a PC version or get that ready. So the best place to play that game is going to probably be the PS5 Pro. So, I can imagine just Xbox just getting thoroughly trounced even worse. So I know that they say, hey, we're going to continue to do hardware and stuff, but I think this stuff will all come back to bite them in the rear, because you need to be able to go out there and have a competitive console. You have to be able to have a competitive console. So will they be able to have something that's competitive? I don't know. I think that really is up to them. They have the most powerful console already. They've had one for years, and nobody's really taken advantage of it, not even Xbox. So I think they've got some soul searching to do or whatever, but we'll see what happens. I think that it's one of those things that we'll see how it plays out. We knew that there was going to be something on the horizon, but how do you guys feel about PlayStation doing a Pro that's supposedly going to be, quite a lot more powerful than the PS5 currently? Although it's not going to, I don't think that's not going to do like everything 4K 120. Supposedly it's just meant to do, stuff that we can already do, maybe a little bit better ray tracing with the higher frame rates and stuff like that, a steadier frame rate on games. So I don't think it might not be this huge bump, but you probably safe bet to guess that it would do GTA 6 the best for sure. So and they probably got marketing rights for that. So we'll see how it all turns out. I don't know. Microsoft seems like they backed themselves in a corner. I kind of hate to harp on it because, I know people want like back to the positive stuff, and there is some good stuff. Like I said, I don't think nothing much changes this generation. Xbox is already selling bad, so it's just going to continue to sell bad. Kind of is what it is. But I'll link this. What do you guys think? Would you be interested in picking up a digital-only white Xbox Series X? And what kind of chance do you think it will stand against a PS5 Pro? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm Crab Gamer. This is Crab Gamer Reviews.